nti bannayuganda balinaffe naye mmwe mulina obbawo obukulembeze. Ensonga lwaki mwami Museveni ansibira ewaka, ensonga lwaki amaaso agateeka ku nze, kubanga alowooza nti nze bwanzijamu mmwe olwo kiba kiwedde. Njagala obbakunga olunaku lwaleero mikwano gyange, mumanye nti guno mulama tegukoma ku Kyagulanyi, wabula mwenna abantu okubalonda kitegeeza nti naawe oli Kyagulanyi ewammwe. Ate naawe mu constituency yo osobola okukunga Bakyagulanyi ne bawera 100, ne bawera 1,000, ne bawera bangi. N'olw'ensonga eyo njagala okubategeeza mikwano gyange nti ne lwaleero lwennyini basobola okuddamu ne beetoola amaka gange, basobola n'okunkwata ne bansibira ewalala, basobola n'okunzita, naye tuba tukomye? No, tuba tetukomye. Samora Mache agamba aluta continua, olutalo lugenda mu maaso. Mbasaba mweweeyo nga saddaaka mikwano gyange. Njagala mubeere njagala mubeere basaale mu bitundu byammwe. Ate buno obubaka nammwe mbongereyo mu bantu. Mission gye tuliko yakujjako nakyemalira. Tebinnaba kuggwa bitandika butandisi mikwano gyange. Tebinnaba kuggwa bikola ki? Tebinnaba kuggwa bikola ki? Bitandika butandisi. N'olw'ensonga eyo mbayozayoza naye nga mbajjukiza nti olutalo lwaffe olw'okununula eggwanga lyaffe n'olw'okujjako nakyemalira lutandika butandisi. Bingi bye tugenda okuteesaako, of course bye tutandyagadde bannamawulire bafune nga tetunaba biboobeza bulungi nnyo, naye mbaaniriza, mbayozayoza, mbategeeza nti mwami Museveni ffe tetumulaba nga pulezidenti, kubanga si pulezidenti. Pulezidenti eyalondebwa mumulaba wano. Bannayuganda bayimiridde naffe, tujja kuba mu biseera ebiddako mu maaso nga tubagaidinga engeri gye tugenda okutambula. Njagala okwongera okukikatiriza kiffe tetuli bamenyi b'amateeka, tetukozesa mmundu, tetuli violent, naye tugenda kujjako nakyemalira ono nga tewali n'essasi n'erimu lye tufulumiza olwakatonda n'ekiyanja. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Ndowooza nja kufunayo ebibuuzo nga 2-3 okuva eri bannamawulire, then tugende maaso n'olukuŋŋaana lwaffe. The National Unity Platform, 1. The people of Uganda, 1. The past, the present, and the future, 1. Our country can never be the same again. I know that many of you have been to a good deal demoralized. I've personally been in incarceration for the last 11 days. Today is the first time that I'm meeting many of you, that I'm talking to many of you. The First Lady that you decided, that the people of Uganda decided should be the next First Lady, has been in incarceration with me. We are not broken. We were not broken. Because we know that all these are actions of a timid, scared man. I congratulate all of you. This was a win for the people of Uganda. But like Samora Mache said one time, aluta continua. The struggle continues. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very glad to meet you today, honorable members. I am aware that, yes, while we are sad as a nation that General Museveni, using institutions of state, using the military, and using Mr. Byabakama, made every effort to compromise and take over the will of the people of Uganda, which will not be possible. This can only be timely. I was put under illegal detention in my own house because General Museveni did not win. We won him. Using a few people, he declared himself winner, thereby, staging a coup against the will of the people of Uganda. I can tell you in no uncertain terms that I was elected the democratic president of Uganda. the people of Uganda elected the National Unity Platform. Although the Electoral Commission has announced only 61 of us, you are aware that very many of us actually won. Many of them are still, pursuing their victories, while others are petitioning the courts of law, even when we know how compromised our courts are. But most importantly, I want you to know that what General Museveni has been doing and is trying to do now will not work this time. This is only periodical. So I invited you today, first of all, to congratulate you, but to inform you that this is just the beginning and not the end. Friends, you won. You are now honorable members. But it is important to know these things below. One, it is just the beginning. And there's nothing to celebrate right now. There's nothing to celebrate when General Museveni, using his divide and rule tactics, is trying to channel this and create a narrative that this was a tribal election. He was rejected not only in Buganda, he was rejected the country over. He was rejected in the north, rejected in the east, rejected in the west, and rejected here in the south and the central. You are all aware that General Museveni deployed the military. You have seen video evidence of the military and the police pre-ticking ballot papers, stuffing ballot papers, putting voters on gunpoint and ordering them to vote, not secretly, but on the same desk when everybody is watching, to ensure that he puts up an image that he has won. But I'm glad that unlike ever before, not only locally but internationally, all these schemes have been rejected. You have seen statements from the United Nations, you've seen statements from the United States, you have seen statements from the European Union and very many other international bodies rejecting the fraud. We continue to reject the fraud, and in no unequivocal terms, we are saying that we defeated General Museveni and we are the true winners. However, the will of the people was usurped by General Museveni. He staged a coup. And as we speak right now, while he tactically left some of the very ashaming wins to proceed, he went ahead to avert the wins of other people. Like I told you, many are, pursuing their wins. That explains why not all of us are here today. This is a beginning, friends. The liberation struggle continues. We are not free until we break free from the 35-year-old regime. Today we meet for the first time after 11 days of, military takeover. It is not a mistake, friends, that we meet today when it is making 35 years of the Museveni gun rule. Today, as I speak to you. It is not a mistake. We are living in a generation where we see revelations before our own selves. It's up to us to tap into them. It's like electricity. It's always there until you tap into it. This generation that very many of you represent, I can see you, very many of you, even as newly elected members of parliament, I believe the majority of you were not born when Museveni took over our country. Look at yourselves right now. The people of Uganda have entrusted you to liberate them from this slavery. And that's exactly what we are going to do. So, number one, I want you to know that the people of Uganda trusted us. They trusted you. Just like our Secretary General has put it on your posters, and as a promise, you put a new Machindi, a new Kampala, a new Kawempe, a new Bukomansimbi, etc., etc. This is the time for us to make good of that promise. I told you while we were still in the campaigns that we are not going to wait to give that leadership when we finally wear the victor's crown. We must give that leadership even when we are in the struggle. This is just one phase of leadership accreditation. The people of your constituencies have accredited you, and this is when you begin to give that leadership. While your people want you to represent their voices in the parliament and in the various offices that you've been elected to, your people, most importantly, want you to assert the voice of freedom, the voice and aspiration of an end to the dictatorship. And that's exactly what we are doing. And it's my humble prayer and request to you, friends, that you do not forget the mission. This is a mission to freedom. We have always been telling our people, mission 2021, not election 2021, but mission 2021. That our people have agreed with a long old statement that politics is so serious a business to be left to politicians. So I'm asking you not to be politicians. I'm asking you not to be the regular politicians, but to be freedom fighters, to be leaders. We are leading an entire generation out of slavery, and they are banking on you. When General Museveni ordered for the surrounding of my house, he was convinced in his old school mind that by incarcerating me, by disconnecting me from the people, he's pouring cold water on this, our revolution. And I want to tell you that while I speak to you now, I speak to you as if it's the last time I'm talking to you. Because be very sure that this forcefully imposed regime on us, this timid old man who has his future right behind him, is going to do every illegal, every shameful thing. Don't be shocked when they surround my home once again. Don't be shocked when they arrest me and keep me in jail, thinking that by keeping me away from you, they are keeping this revolution cold. So I want to task you today to be a Chagulanyi where you are. Kunyinji, the people of Chadondo voted for you. They sent you to accomplish a mission. Same to you, Shamim Malende. Same to you, Kazibwe Bashir. Same to everybody. This is no joking business. This is when the real fight begins. I've told you before, and now the people of your constituencies have proved to you that I'm not any different from you. You can do what I'm doing and even more. And the people have tasked you to that. This is no time for us to put on smart straight jackets and go to parliament and enjoy. It is a time to sacrifice. It's a time to put away our comfort. This is a liberation struggle that we must start. As a matter of fact, while the struggle has been more painful then, it is even more painful now. But I can guarantee you that we can see freedom in sight. Your constituencies have elevated you and made you stand out. I want you to remember that 100% of our campaign team are in prison. I want you to remember that we stand here on the blood of very many comrades that have been murdered innocently. Which blood we must make good of. They are looking at us. The people of Uganda are relying on us. But they are very proud that they chose us, that their voices, at least in some areas, were elevated. And I want you to know that General Museveni wants so desperately to put an end to this and pretend that we are moving on. We are not moving on to anywhere. We want him. He is not the legally elected president. He is an imposter. Yes, he is. So while you take on these offices, I want you to remember that this is going to be a two-pronged approach. We have the political approach, but this bigger battle is for the people of Uganda. So you are expected to lead your people. At least through these 3 years, you have seen that indeed people power is stronger than people in power. I want you to know that you are servants. You people, you are servants. You were appointed by people to serve them. to serve as anchors of a struggle for freedom and life. They are relying on you. They expect you to be serious. They expect you to be assertive. I know we are going to discuss much more in the absence of the media, but I wanted to congratulate you, friends, and task you and remind you that business is just beginning. It has not ended. There's no reason to celebrate now. There's only reason to be reminded that we have a big task ahead of us. You see, like Mandela one time said, the struggle for freedom is like climbing a mountain. You will climb and get to a certain level thinking that you've overcome, only to see that there's another phase to climb. That's a phase that we are going to right now. But I want you to know that you're leading the people with their trust. They have trusted you. That is a very noble thing. You are special people. Amidst all the rigging, amidst all the irregularities, amidst all the violence, the people asserted their voices. Don't look at yourself like the ordinary. You are not ordinary. You are freedom fighters. You are revolutionaries. Embrace it. Own it. And give leadership. Be magnanimous to those that you won. I know many of you were vying with other forces of change. This is a time to bring them forth. This is a time to show them that we are about leadership. This is no time to brag. This is a time to be humble. But most importantly, this is a time to remember that we are servants of the people of Uganda. So I congratulate you, friends. I welcome you to this struggle. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be smooth. They are going to provoke you. They are going to try to compromise you. They are going to offer you loads of money. They are going to offer you positions. You've heard General Museveni bragging that he'll buy out some of our leaders. He's bragged that he's going to offer ministerial posts to some of you. And when you refused, like I know you will, because I know you cannot sell your people. When you refuse, they will persecute you. They will jail you. They will put all kinds of wrong narratives around you. But remember, they're doing that to you because you are winners. I can guarantee you, friends, that we are going to remove a dictator. Do not be intimidated. General Museveni might have used the military to assert his force and impose himself on the people of Uganda. Like I've already told you, he's an impositor who we are going to remove soon and very soon. Take examples of his friends, Hosni Mubarak, who purported to have won with 80-something%. His recently kicked out friend, Omar el-Bashir, who posed to have won an election with 90%. Not more than a year, he was out of office. We want Museveni out of office in less than a year. So do not be, demoralized. We are removing a dictator. What you are representing here is 45 million people. Okay? What you're representing here is the power of the people. What you're representing here is a new Uganda. And that new Uganda we are going to get. So I congratulate you, friends. I congratulate the people of Uganda. And I pray that moving forward, we are going to be each other's teachers. I salute the senior leaders that we have. And I salute the youngsters that we have. This is a true representation of Uganda. Let it echo amongst all of us. Let us make a difference. Let us not disappoint the people. We must not disappoint the people. You've heard many regime propagandists claiming that the people of Uganda will regret voting out of hate. They hate the Museveni regime because it has oppressed them for 35 years. Today, while they are celebrating 35 years of taking over our country. We are mourning that day. And I want it to drum deep down in you and remember that we have a duty like no other generation. Our duty, our mission is to remove a dictator. And you are here as commanders. You are here as leaders to push this through. So I salute you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll exchange much more. There's more that I want to share with you that we don't yet want to expose to the media. There's much more that you are going to get from our leaders, but I wanted to salute you and welcome you yet again to this next phase of our struggle for God and our country. Sijabida samwe nambitegede wama siche choo na bose jirinyo. Tutomere mutulire mwawo pato. Okuba temera mbanange. Mbayoza mikwano jange. Mbayoza okulondebwa okukiikirira bana Uganda. Newankubadde bangi kufe abalondeddwa naye olwokubanga Mwami Museveni mu bwannakyemalira bwe yayagadde nnyo okwawula mu bantu alage nti nno ekitundu kimu kyekitamulonze naye wala abamulonze bakandideeti baffe bangi nnyo bababbye nga bwe mwalabye nti amagye gakozesebwa mu kutiikinga obululu n'okugaana abantu abamu okulonda n'okukyusa zi DRA forms n'ebitundu ebirala okulangirira obulangirizi mu buswavu bw'ekitalo abantu abatawangudde ne babalangirira ate be bawangudde. Naye mbayozayoza naye okusingira ddala njozayoza bannayuganda bawangudde. Okulonda kuno twakuwangula. Mwami Museveni twamuwangula. Twagenda mu kulonda bannayuganda ne balonda National Unity Platform. Bannayuganda ne banonda okubeera pulezidenti waabwe. Era njagala okubategeeza mu abali wano n'abo abali eyo ebbali w'eggwanga ti Museveni bannayuganda tebaamulonda. Nze kamwa kwogera nze gwe baalonda. Tuwakanya mwami byabakama bye yayogera. Mwami Museveni tebaamulonda. Ffe tetumulaba nga pulezidenti waffe kuba bannayuganda tebaamulonda. Era mu buswavu obw'ekitalo yayina okusindika amagye mu bumenyi bw'amateeka ne gatwetoloola ne gansibira awo ne waka ne first lady wammwe gwe mwalonda. Njagala okwebaza amaloboozi okwetoola ensi yonna ebitongole omuli UN, omuli US Mission, omuli European Union, omuli Amnesty International n'ebitongole byonna ebyensi yonna ebyasitula amaloboozi gaabwe oluvannyuma lw'ekkooti okusalawo nti baali bansibidde wano mu bumenyi bw'amateeka. Amagye gasoose kuzimbula kiragiro kya kkooti naye olwaleero bakedde kuvaawo. Era guno gwe mukisa ogusoose okwogerako nammwe. Eyo no sinsobi baganda bange okulaba nti lwensoose okwogera nammwe lwe giweredde ddala emyaka 35 bukyanga omuyekera gwe bayita Museveni ne bayekera banne lwe bajja ne bawamba ensi yaffe ku mudumu gw'emmundu era okuva ku olwo baatufuula baddu mu nsi yaffe. Era njozayoza bannayuganda nti mu kunyigirizibwa mu ttemu ne mu kutiisibwatiisibwa okw'ekika ekya waggulu baavuddeyo ne basalawo Mwami Museveni ne bamugoba nga bayita mu kalulu. Newankubadde mu ntebe gy'atalina kutuulamu essaawa zino, njagala okumujjukiza mu bigambo byange titugenda kumuggyamu mu ntebe eyo. Njagala n'obajjukiza mikwano gyange nti ebifo bye baabalonzeemu si byakulya pate wabula baabawadde bwesige na buvumu na kye bayita stamp of approval mu bakulembere. Njagala obbasaba mikwano gyange nze ng'omuntu temunswaza naye okusingira ddala temuswaza ebiruubirirwa byaffe ng'eggwanga, ebiruubirirwa byaffe ng'omugigi. Abasinga obungi kummwe temwali bazaale Museveni we yawambira ensi yaffe, kati muli babaka ba parliament. Ekyo nno kibajjukize nti tulina omulimu ogw'amaanyi ogw'okweggyako nakyemalira ate nga tugenda kikola nga Mukama ye mubeezi waffe. So njagaminza obw'abantu basazeewo mu bakiikirire ebifo byammwe mubikozese nga front ey'okulwanyisa obwannakyemalira buno. Mubikozese nga front. Muli malobozi g'abantu. Nze nga mbagamba nti siina njawulo nammwe, era nga mbagamba nti nze kyensinga okwagala kwe kwekubisaamu abantu bangi nnyo nnyo nnyo. Ndi musanyufu nti mwenna buli Bakyagulanyi n'okukirawo, era nga njagala obbakunga mikwano gyange mugende mukole ekyo kyennyini abantu kye bakkiririzaamu. Omulamwa gwaffe gwakujjako dictator, tetukikweka. Mission gye tuliko yakujjako nakyemalira Museveni. Bannayuganda bamugyeko nga bayita mu kalulu. Mwenna mukiraba, obujulizi weebuli mu zi videos, mu zi declaration forms, newankubadde abasirikale n'amagye bagifudde mission yaabwe okugenda nga balumbagana ba agenti baabwe nga babawambako declaration forms, naye obujulizi weebuli tutwawangudde mu Museveni. Ekiddako kwe kukulembera bannayuganda bannaffe okwejjako nakyemalira. Njagala obbajjukiza nga nva waggulu nti mikwano gya Museveni omuli Hosni Mubaraka gwe bajjako e Egypt n'amaanyi g'abantu nga tebakozeseza muntu, yali yakamala okwerangirira nti awangudde n'ebitundu ebisukka mu 8. Hosni Mubaraka atanaweza mwaka nga bamugjeeko, era yali tanaweza mwaka nga wambye obuyinza bw'abantu nga abasiba ekiwaani nti yawangudde n'ebitundu ebisukka mu 9. Bashir gwe baakajjako wano e Sudan yali tanaweza mwaka nga yerangiridde nga bwawangudde, of course mu bulimba, n'ebitundu 9 ku buli 100. Kati ate ono Museveni namukadde. I've been asked by journalists who must have misquoted me, saying that I've said we are going to remove Museveni within 1 year. You must have misquoted me. A year is too long. A year is too long. A year under General Museveni means more deaths, means more oppression, means more poverty, means more lawlessness. Even a month, even a week. The people of Uganda have the right to stand, to rise up against misrule, against injustice, anytime, as soon as yesterday and as late as now. The law provides for the people of Uganda to stand for their rights, and we encourage them to stand against, one, the fraudulent results that were read by Mr. Byabakama. Mr. Museveni should not be president of Uganda. And we encourage the people of Uganda to use all legal and all non-violent means and ideas that they have to free themselves from the Museveni dictatorship. So I did not say a year. If it happens in a year, it will be very late. But I mean, I was giving an example of Sudan, where Mubarak apparently won with over 90%, but it was not even a year that he was out of power. So I'm telling you that a year is too long. The people of Uganda have a right to stand against the Museveni dictatorship. Dictators have fallen much more faster than people have ever imagined. So I wanted to make that very clear. We were asked about going to court. First of all, I want you to know that we have overwhelming evidence. Overwhelming evidence. In terms of discrepancies in the figures, you all know that Mr. Byabakama announced results that were non-existent. They first announce the winner, and then they start compiling results. That is what Mr. Byabakama did, and we disagreed with that fraud. While we have all